What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Breakdown Block. This is your boy Tim T Money Holmes, and today we're here to review Marvel Studios' The Marvels. The Marvels, or Captain Marvel 2, as a lot of people like to call it, actually went a bit above my expectations personally, and way above a lot of the negative internet hearsay that was going around. There was a lot of unnecessary static about it being a Powerpuff Girls type movie, and to be honest, it was none of that. None of that. Of course, there were definitely elements of girl power throughout the movie, as there should be with three female leads. However, it was done quite tastefully for a Marvel and a comic book movie in general. So, with that disclaimer out of the way, let me go ahead and just get into it. Then. We start by finding out that Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, defied the influence of the Supreme Intelligence, like at the end of the Captain Marvel 1 movie, we find out. And that led to a Kree civil war, unfortunately, and the desolation of their home world called Hala. And just so we're clear, like you see in the first movie, Captain Marvel gets her powers from the Kree people in the first place. We find out an unfortunate side effect of this conflict was the planet Hala basically started losing its resources in the atmosphere due to this Kree Civil War that happened. So it was losing all its air, water, and sunlight, unfortunately. We then cut to the scene where we meet the new leader of the Kree named Darben, and she's out to retrieve one of the quantum bands for her own use. And as we know, Kamala Khan, aka Miss Marvel, has the other one right now. Dartman claims she's going to use these quantum bands to help restore Hala of all of its resources, including its air, water, and sunlight, of course. So Darban uses this quantum band to tear open a jump point and try to start gathering her resources. And the resultant anomaly was discovered by Saber near Earth, and Saber is a space branch of Sword, which was the government group from WandaVision. Meanwhile, Nick Fury, who we all love, of course, is now residing at the Saber space station, of course, hosting peace talks between the Kree and the Skrulls, like he said he was going to do at the end of the Secret Invasion series. Now part of Saber as well, Monica Rambeau, now Captain, investigates the new mysterious jump point, while Carol goes to investigate the source, and they all keep in touch through intercom while trying to figure this out. And just to make a note of it, we get a lot of awkward moments throughout the movie because growing up, of course, when Monica was a little girl, Carol was her aunt and then just suddenly disappeared. So, of course, Monica remembers that and it plays out into this whole movie. Just wanted to make a note of that. So, while she is investigating the jump point, Monica ends up touching it just like she did with the force field in WandaVision. And this causes her, Carol, and Kamala to all switch places at once. Right before all this happened, Carol had ran into some of Darben's goons, and so when everybody switched places, the goons ended up at Kamala Khan's house along with her. And so eventually they all ended up fighting the enemies back and forth until eventually just destroying the whole house in the wake of that event. When their powers finally all calm back down from being entangled for a little bit, they all meet at Kamal Khan's house to further discuss what they're gonna do. While at Kamala's house, the three ladies came to the conclusion that their powers were combined together through quantum entanglement of these jump points that Darben had made. They also find out that this unfortunate deal only occurs when one of the three of them uses their powers. So every time they do it, they're going to continue to switch places until they figure out how to stop it completely. Kamala's family, in the meantime, become guests with Nick Fury aboard the Saber base until everything blows over and they can resolve this issue, hopefully. The three women join up at a Skrull refugee colony on the planet Tarnax, where Darban eventually runs into them and rips open another jump point, starting to siphon the atmosphere into Hala to restore its air, beginning her conquest. And after a hasty effort to try to evacuate what they could of the colony, three women informally start their team known as the Marvels. And upon doing so, they call in a favor from Valkyrie and allow the Skrulls a place to have refuge in New Asgard. After the Skrulls leave, we find out from Carol or Captain Marvel, whichever you want to call her, that the legend of the quantum band goes such as they were used to create the jump point transportation network that we've seen throughout all the spacefaring movies, mainly Guardians of the Galaxy, of course. Those were all created by the quantum band. And I feel like something's got to give eventually because as much as Loki's trying to fix everything and keep everything together, everybody seems to have their own plan on what to do. And Darban is no better as she's just ripping holes and going wherever she wants. So the Marvels then take their ship to the planet Aladna, where Monica and Kamala find out that Carol is not only loved at, but also was married to their prince as well. This marriage, however, was just more a formality due to her heroics of saving them in the past. And while they were there at this planet, of course, they were there to warn the prince and everybody that Darben was on the way to take their water due to their planet being 98% that water. So after warning the prince, Carol and the other Marvels go ahead and gear up and wait on Darben to arrive. And when Darben arrives, of course, she starts to seal their main resource, which is water. So while the Marvels are fighting with Darben, Darben opens up another jump point and attempts to start to steal the sunlight from our solar system. So basically attempting just to steal our sun completely. So of course the Marvels go to confront her above Earth in her ship, and when they do, they get the bangle taken away from Miss Marvel, allowing Darben to have full power and fully open a point in basically the multiverse. So now there's just a rupture in the multiverse above our main Earth. Upon doing this, Darben destroys herself due to the overwhelming amount of quantum energy that she had to use to do that and not being able to control it. After Kamala reclaims the bands, she and Carol use their combined powers to energize Monica and attempt to close the hole. And when they do that, attempting to close the hole, Monica flies through and gets sealed in the other side, not being able to go back and right into the sun above Hala, restoring its energy. So Nick Fury, Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and her family all go back to Earth, and upon doing so, Kamala gets the bright idea to start going around and putting together her own team. And when she starts doing this, the first person she makes it to is someone we've already seen in the Hawkeye series, Kate Bishop. So this to me looks like Young Avengers setup, which I'm here for. Some people may not be here for it, but I'm here for it. I'm here to see how many different groups they can make work at the same time. Then we cut to the scene where Carol and Monica are moving back into the old family house from the first movie and just kind of making up for lost time. And that was the end of the movie. But then we skip to a mid-credit scene where Monica awakes in a parallel universe and is greeted in a hospital bed by an alternate version of her mother and the mutant scientist we all love, known as Beast or Hank McCoy. And I believe this version to be the same Beast from X-Men Last Stand, the movie we had back in the late 2000s. Hopefully that's the case, and that's how they bridge everything. That would be pretty cool going into Deadpool 3, of course. This has been an episode of the Breakdown Block. Until next time, y'all, take it easy. Happy holidays.